It also includes a match against Creighton in Omaha on April 17th. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a farmer, you need to hear this game-changing news about crop insurance. It's now possible to protect up to 95% of your farm's revenue, not at the county level, but down to your individual fields. At Trade-Offs, we help farms design protection that works with their marketing plan, not in isolation. The key isn't buying another product. It's understanding how coverage, grain marketing, and your operation work together. As hail and wind rates continue to increase, now's the time to ask better questions. Call us today or visit gotradeos.com to start protecting 95%. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trade-Offs, ingrained in your success.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Welcome into For the Girls Club with former Husker volleyball player Mandy Monson. Join Mandy as she helps you learn how to determine your own destiny, no matter where you're at in life, from the court to the classroom, the bank to the boardroom. Become a better you with the For the Girls Club. Here is your host, Mandy Monson.
What is up, everybody? This is Mandy Monson. That's right, your CEO for the Girls Club. And I am so excited to be here, you guys. I think the last time I was in studio would have been during Husker court volleyball season. And I have really been missing it here, Harrison. It is so good to be here with you.
It's great to have you back in studio. I know we had you had a followership towards the end there. Unfortunately, volleyball season isn't year round.
Yeah.
But you found a new way to get back in the doors here. And I know the ticket listeners will be happy to have you
Listen,
back.
Derek and Rebecca hung a little carrot out for me and said, hey, would you be interested in doing a show? And we'll let you kind of have some creativity to what you want to bring to the listeners. And I was so excited to have the opportunity because For the Girls Club, which is my brand, I recently just got it trademarked. The mark and the name has been something in my life that has been a progression and a journey. And so when I got the opportunity to have the show on the ticket, honestly, I took it. I'm running with it. I'm so excited tonight to really unveil, what this show is going to be moving forward and to kind of set the table on what the 93.7 ticket listeners have to look forward to.
Should be a riot. I'm kind of curious myself what we're going to get into because obviously people are going to be aware of your volleyball background.
Yes.
But then when I got the show name title and I had to ask Austin, I was like, where does that come from? Because imagine there's a little bit of history behind it. So I'll shut up and kind of get out of the way and let you explain everything.
Yeah. And I gave you no prompts. Like Harrison has zero prompts. He got zero outline. We're totally going to free flow it. But honestly, that's kind of what I was looking forward to. by the way, if you haven't seen the graphic, what was her name that did the graphic?
Shout out Gracie. She does
Shout
a
out
lot.
to Gracie.
Well, pretty much all of our graphics work. So if you see really pretty social media art and stuff put together, it's none of us brutes here at the ticket. It's Gracie doing pretty much all of it.
I mean, I'm giving her a massive high 10 right now. But For the Girls Club is a brand that really was birthed and generated in 2020, 2021. So to give you guys a little history, right? You know me as the host of the volleyball show, right? That we have in the fall. But a lot of you may know me, more from my volleyball background, etc. But when I moved out of playing volleyball, of course, I went into the working world, and really from the time I graduated in college to 2020, I worked in the corporate world in finance and in banking, and I'll get a little bit more in detail, but really For the Girls Club really was birthed in 2020 during COVID when it was May. I mean, I remember it. It was May, right? We're all in our houses doing our things because, we can't be in the office. And I started following a couple people, one being Grant Cardone. He is the founder of the 10X movement. I am a 10X business coach. And then also Dr. Aaron Fall Haskell, who has a community called Soul Society. So anyway, I've always had a very entrepreneurial spirit, which I think that is common for athletes, right? We grow up in an environment where we have targets, we have goals, we're on teams, we're very success oriented, we're very driven internally and motivated. And I had the I don't want to say luck, but I've really had some great working experiences throughout my entire career. So I've worked at great companies here in Lincoln, like Union Bank and Trust, like Nelnet. I worked at a company, Resort Lifestyle Communities, prior to basically going on my entrepreneurial journey. And during COVID, what I did was I established my first LLC and said, hey, I know I'm entrepreneurial. I want to do something. And that's how the brand was created and how I came up with it. And I really did that in the 10X community and the Soul Society community, because it's basically entrepreneurs that are in there. And then people are doing different businesses, coaching businesses. Maybe they've learned a skill in their W-2 position, and they're building a business off of that. But as far as since creating the brand to now really getting to implement, it's been almost a 6-year process. And what I want to do on this show For the Girls Club is really talk about entrepreneurship, specifically women that are in business, and really highlight great women-owned businesses in Lincoln that have been on that journey. And selfishly, I want to interview them because I want to be able to, take what they've learned and be able to, apply that to my own businesses. And so, like I said, when I got the opportunity to have a show to showcase that and to showcase other women-owned businesses and other entrepreneurs and other, high-level executives in Lincoln, it was a great way to honestly marry my brand with an amazing local radio station in Lincoln that's up and coming. I think that's growing their audience. And I'm really hoping it hits with your listeners. I'm really hoping that it brings in all driven people, not just women, men too. But again, I really want it to be that space where really us as women entrepreneurs, as business owners, can really talk about like the real stuff that you go through when you decide that you're going to be a business owner. Like being a business owner is no joke. And it's different from being an employee, a W-2. I've been all the things. I have worked for someone. I have been the banker and financed businesses. I have then went and worked for an owner and gotten the lending and the credit for the businesses to go build lots of buildings. And now I'm my own business owner. I own real estate. So I've purchased real estate. I've acquired it. I've went out and got the loan, and now I'm the guarantor on the loan. And with all those different positions, you get a different perspective. And there's not, there's not one that's better than the other. It's really a difference of how much risk do you want to deal with? How much activity do you want to deal with? And what do are you creative? Do you like to be in all the things? And I also think it's taking something, which my history of wherever I worked at, I usually took something from not very much and then I grew it. So when I initially was a broker out of college, I got my Series 7 and my 63. And by the way, guys, when I was going to school at the University of Nebraska, which is a great institution, I'm so thankful that my business administration degree is from there. Like, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Like, I am a 90s kid, right? So I grew up,
99. Count it.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in the era where, right, MTV, when you think about like what the culture was at the time, it was very like very corporate, very executive. And you guys, my so I went into college as a general studies student because I did not know what I wanted to do. I really didn't. I knew I wanted to play volleyball at Nebraska, and I knew I wanted to get my degree. Beyond that, I didn't know. So they said, hey, be in the general studies college. Great. So for me to maintain my eligibility at the end of my sophomore year, I had to declare my major.
Were you close to any decision?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
So my second semester of my sophomore year, I took in the same semester accounting 201 and chemistry 109, which are both kind of weed out classes to figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was either going to go into the business college or I was going to go into arts and sciences and basically the health related track, because I thought, well, maybe I wanted to be a physical therapist, or I didn't want to be a physician, but I thought, kind of something in that realm. So I take accounting 201, I take chemistry 109. Thank God Denise Kojal was one of my volleyball teammates. She tutored me basically in accounting. But during that semester, I basically learned that I really do think I want to be in business. You didn't at the time have to have any foreign language if you were in the business college as well. I would have had to have done foreign language if I went the other way. That might have
probably
maybe impacted it a little bit. But the other piece is then, so I got into the business college. I'm like, what do I want to do when I graduate? I'm like, I want to wear a suit.
Business.
I wanted to be businessing. Yes. So I graduated. Well, I got done playing in 99.
Mm-hmm.
And I graduated in December of 2000, which, by the way, I had 5 years, you guys, 5 years, full ride. But no, I wanted to get a job. So I graduated in 4.5 years. I took 18 hours my last semester. It was ridiculous. I got it done, though. I mean, I am proud of myself for that. Now, when I was finishing my Finance 461 class, I literally went up to the professor and I was like, hey, I really just want to make sure I'm going to be able to walk, and graduate. He's like, you're good. You're good. You're good. So I don't know how I got on that tangent. Like, this is why I love being on the show, because I can just, you guys, I have the gift of gab.
Well, this is also the origin story.
It's the origin story. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So I honestly really didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a friend that knew a broker that at the time it was called Salomon Smith Barney at the time. Now it's Morgan Stanley. I don't, there's been so many right? Acquisitions of those types of brokerage houses. But so I went in to basically be a broker because that checked my box of one, I know someone that's in the business, and two, I was definitely going to get to wear a suit.
Okay, so we're just at this point in your career, 2 boxes that need to be checked.
Yes.
Okay, and we got those 2 checked.
Yeah. Find a job.
Which I think is a fair start for anybody out of college.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Which,
Go find a job and see if you like it or not.
Correct. So, so anyway, so I worked at Salomon Smith Barney, and I worked there from, it would have been 2001 to 2003, which was really interesting times because, right, 9/11 happened during that time. And, I'm a new broker. I'm newly licensed. It's September of 2001. I got my licenses in March. No, I would have got them 90 days after March because maybe that's when I started. Anyway, let me just tell you this. You're cold calling. Like, you don't know. You're just like, you're trying to build a book of business. And so everything happens, and the markets were shut down, I believe, for a week. I was cold calling people. They're like, why are you calling us? We're,
no one wanted
to talk to me. Literally, no one wanted to talk to me. But, I did my best. I learned from that first job. I learned a lot of initial selling skills, which is just how to honestly pick up the phone, have a script, and be willing to ask people, what they were doing for their investments. And please, would you give me the time of day? I used to be a Husker, and I'd love to talk with you about your managed money. But it was really tough. I mean, the whole time that I was a broker, we were in a bear market. You would literally, your screen would be red all day. There was that was like the whole like blow up of like WorldCom and like all that stuff was happening.
On a quick side note, how often did it work saying I used to be a Husker? It worked quite a bit.
Yeah, man. Honestly,
probably drove your coworkers nuts.
No, I will say that I didn't do that. I really didn't do that. Now, there was a time in the brokerage house where, so I like to give high fives. You're aware of it, Anyway, one time I gave one of the other brokers a high five, and he's like, "Ooh, that stinks. You may want to, you may want to take a little off of that." It's like, okay. But here's where it does help you. It definitely helps you on your resume. So if you're a young student athlete out there, and whether you're playing at Nebraska or you have the opportunity to play in college, I highly recommend it because, right, if you know how to play on a team, be on a team, employers look at that. But anyway, the broker part was rough. I just didn't, I was able to build a business. The fact that I could get people to provide me with minimums of 100,000 so I could do managed money, I thought was insanity. I mean, I was like 22, 23 at the time. But I just didn't love the investment part, enough. But when I look back at especially that office myself, I think there were 3 other women in that office. So majority men. Nothing wrong with that. Just giving you a little origin story. And so from the brokerage house, I went from a short stint in the funeral home business and in the dry cleaning laundry business. Hats off to Rita Metcalf, Jason Metcalf's mom. Nancy Metcalf Mendering is her daughter-in-law. Anyway, Rita let me come like work in the dry cleaning store for a little. She used to own the dry cleaning business at 70th and Pioneers. And then at the time, I think they were still affiliated with Metcalf Funeral Home. So I got a little side job there. But anyway, from there, I went to Nelnet and I went into finance. So at Nelnet, I basically grew relationships because we used to create relationships between Nelnet and colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew that portfolio from not very much to bigger. From Nelnet, I went to Union Bank. From Union Bank, I went to Resort Lifestyle Communities. Union Bank, I was an underwriter. So I was underwriting in commercial loans. And then I moved over to being a commercial loan officer.
Help me out. Help my lingo out. Underwriter?
So an underwriter is, let's say you're a business owner and you're going to go to the bank because you need a loan to either grow your business, you need working capital for your business, maybe you have a building that you want to buy. The underwriter works with the loan officer to basically help them underwrite you as the sponsor, as the guarantor, but to also underwrite your business, your profit and loss statement. How much revenue are you bringing in?
Okay, so handle a lot of the fine
Doing
wording.
the analysis.
Yeah.
Okay. And basically think of in a bank, you have the production staff, which is your commercial loan officers that are going out and meeting the people and going to the chamber, meetings and
Is that highly stress inducing? Being an underwriter?
Well, I loved it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. So
seems like you're responsible for a lot.
It is responsible, but it's not like in a bank, there's steps to everything.
Okay.
Right. Commercial loan officer is going to bring in the opportunity. Then it's going to get assigned to an analyst. In the commercial loan world, they call it an analyst. The analyst, essentially, think of there's two parts. There's the commercial loan department, and then there's the credit department. And essentially, it's a check and balance because if all banks only had salespeople going out and doing loans, how safe and sound could that book be? It might get a little crazy, right?
Right.
Because that's good. That's why in a bank you have, different departments, different people. But when I went over to Union Bank from Nelnet, which I love Nelnet, but there's legislative regulation changes. And so my department got closed. So I went over to Union Bank, and I basically had not done accounting, which in banking there's a lot of accounting, right? So I hadn't basically done accounting since going back to my 201 days, 201, 202. So when I met with the team there, and I met with the bank president, Angie Muehlheisen, she's a great woman. She was a great leader of the bank. Her son now, Jason Muehlheisen, is the president and CEO. But she said, "Hey, we're going to put you in underwriting because you need to learn that. You need to learn you need to go back and get familiar with a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet. And we want you to learn this piece because eventually we want to put you into production." They could tell that I had this way of talking. Yeah. So that's really what underwriting was for me. And I was really lucky that I was able to actually work with a loan officer that did a lot of real estate deals. By the way, this origin story is really for anyone that's like, hey, how did you get to what you're doing right now? Like, really how I got to what I was doing right now is in every position that I've been in, I've just really tried to learn as much as I could to be as good and as great as I could be in that position.
Also just showing up, being there for the opportunity. I think that's a big part of
the first rule of success is you have to show up.
Yeah. And a DP says it all the time.
It is the first rule of success. You got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
80% of it is, showing up and getting out of bed every day and being willing to, have a great attitude and be willing to learn and, being willing to work with your teammates, whoever your teammates are. But anyway, so I learned underwriting, and then in 2009, I went over to the commercial loan department, and I was fortunate enough that they gave me a portfolio. A loan officer had retired, and I got like a portfolio that was at $10 million. And when I left Union Bank to move over to a VP of finance position, I had grown that portfolio to over from $10 million to over $100 million in loans. So it's just kind of a deal where I've always taken something that's, from not a whole lot to growing it. But when I got to Union Bank, and especially when I got to the commercial loan department, I really, as a loan officer, and I think that's kind of where the percolation of For the Girls Club started. There was a point to me, giving you my resume, which is I really wanted to be a loan officer from the perspective of being able to, one, because I'd been an underwriter, I really did feel like I was great at looking at the numbers and being able to kind of find the pieces that maybe other loan officers couldn't find, and particularly when it came to women-owned businesses. And so,
I think this might be we got to go to break here, so you kind of tee up because I think we're at a good part to put a chapter in.
And I can see it. Yeah, and that's where we can button that up. So that's kind of where that percolation started. And then when we come back, what I'll be able to do is kind of give you that kind of what I'm doing today and how it progressed today. And again, where the target is to be able to highlight other women that are doing great things in the Lincoln community.
Well said. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break for the Girls Club debut with Mandy Monson, Harrison Arndt, and the ones and twos. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Now back to For the Girls Club on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Mandy Monson.
What is up, everybody? We are back from that break. Now, Harrison, it's been a while since I've been in the studio, so always feel free if I need to wrap it up.
I will. We'll give you the official break symbol.
I love that. I love that.
Not too far off. I think we did the same thing for volleyball postgame.
Yeah, I think so. It's good.
You're a pretty go with the flow type of person, though.
Oh, I'm totally go with the flow. Yeah.
You don't seem high anxiety ridden.
No, I've gotten a lot better at that, though, lately. I've been working on that.
Was that a thing, like, as an athlete? Did you ever have that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, big time?
I would say if I could go back and play, I absolutely would, because I'd want to be able to use my ability to calm my nervous system that I have today that I didn't quite have those tools when I was playing. I think I was I think I was kind of hard. I was almost my worst critic as a player, which sometimes is not great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not always. And by the way, I had a great career, you guys. I played for 4 years. I was a starter for 2.5. I got injured my junior year against Stanford. I strained my MCL, so I was out half that season, and I worked my way back into the starting lineup my junior year. But like I sat my freshman year because when I was really green and I was learning, I had a great season my sophomore year. I really had goals to be an All-American, to be, a Big 12 player, and I just never achieved that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, to be a starter for the Huskers is amazing, but I think probably I didn't achieve that. Not because I didn't have the right coaching or I didn't have the right opportunities. I think probably that was a mental piece of the game. I think I just wasn't strong enough at, so I just didn't reach that. And I think if I had the ability to go back, I think I would use the tools that I've learned, honestly, through, right. Growing up and maturing in adulthood can be, very helpful, and actually really working on my nervous system and my ability to not be my worst critic in business. And honestly, particularly as a business owner, that's very challenging. I've really had to improve that. So that's a great question. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just know that's I feel like the mental part stops a lot of people for anything athletically or business wise before they even try.
Well, it does, because what happens is if you are, a perfectionist, or there's nothing wrong with being that. So, it's sometimes you got to be careful with labels. But here's what I'll say. If you have a pattern of behavior where your nervous system goes into fight or flight when you think about a big target, and is that achievable, it can also put you into what's called a freeze state, which is not great for an athlete. It's not great for a business owner, because at the end of the day, as an athlete and as a business owner, you have to take that one next action. In volleyball, we would say you have to move on to the next play. And just like in sports, in business, you have to be willing to make mistakes. And I'm going to say that's really hard for me.
Well, especially like when you put in your, like an LLC.
Yeah.
that you're starting.
Or when you're like today, what I do is I own and operate real estate. I'm acquiring real estate. I'm getting investors to come invest with me in that real estate. So it's not just about getting a deal done. You're talking about a lot of regulatory compliance things. When anytime you own businesses, you're accounting, you're doing financial statements, you're reporting on those things. And so, oh, by the way, you also have the marketing and the promotion and the sales calls.
You have staff around you that you're in charge of?
Yeah. So I have I really don't right now. I mean, that's one of my targets is to grow my teams bigger so that I can have more staff.
But ironically, it's another thing to keep. It's a great thing to have more staff, but ironically, it's also more work in a weird way because now you're in track of all their paperwork and W-2s. And
well, yeah, and you're always like, when you are in this game of owning a business, growing a business. I was actually I was at my daughter dances, and so there was a dance competition this last weekend. I'm also a mom, by the way, guys, and gals, and I'm a single mom too. Not that I'm a single mom, but I'm a I take care of my kids, and it's a full-time. All the things are full-time gigs, but like business ownership, it just like never ends until it ends. And if you're a person that's motivated and you have targets, it can be a daunting thing some days. Some days are not great. Some days, like when DP, came in, it's just like, and you and I were talking about it, some days it's like, this is really hard, but I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to follow my plan because that is what I'm going to do today. Not because I want to, not because I'm loving it today, but because I signed up for this. And I think any high level person that, whether they work in a company or they own the company, that's just what they do. But,
so what drives you? Are you doing it because it'll make you a better person to have, long-term prosperity, by putting money away? Like, what are the driving factors?
Well, we talk a lot about this in the 10X community is what's your driving purpose? Because in the 10X community, we have targets, we have big goals. We're writing those down every day, every morning and every night. And you have to have a purpose. What drives me is one, my children and just our own, financial security and safety and
which I imagine
legacy.
Most people share in that
I think, yes,
drive.
Of course, like, there is a part of survival to it, but not necessarily, a lot of times people think of survival in a negative context because that's a lot of times how it's talked about. But when you think of survive, it's really like, okay, well, what does that look like for you? I think in addition to my family being my purpose, I think the other thing too, beyond just like growing a business that's profitable and performs well financially, and what comes with that target is, having the targets and the goals and the pursuit. I like a pursuit. I'm a person, like you asked about staff, as I grow my staff, I want to be able to grow and put people in place where I can get away more from the operations of it, like the accounting, all of that stuff, even though I'm really great at it because a lot of my history is there. I actually do like doing the finance portion of things, but I think it's the pursuit of growth. And for me, I cannot help it. This will not change. I've been like this since I was a little girl, which is even if I achieve something, I'm like, well, how do I make that better? Well, how do I do that better the next time? Like, how would that be better? But it's also kind of a double-edged sword sometimes for me, going back to the question of, perfection. And sometimes always making something better can be daunting, right? Like, will it ever be okay? And so But I think for me, it's just, I love growing something. I love taking something from not so much and growing it. Um, I mean, my kids are a driver for me, and also coming back to For the Girls Club, and why I'm excited about this show and to share other people's journeys and stories is I love being around engaged people. I like being around motivated people. I like being around people that have targets and have pursuits. And, when you get into the arena of being a business owner, which is one of the hardest things you can ever do, it is not. It is not for the faint of heart. It's some days you are like, I'm the greatest in the world, and some days you're like, what did I do?
Well, ironically, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Probably depends on the business as well, but
Yeah.
you don't get to control your hours, even though now you're the boss. It's actually the inverse because you're responsible 24/7.
Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is that when you're the boss or when you're the owner or the founder, etc., you don't get to blame anybody for it. You don't get to blame your manager who didn't hear you in the last meeting and holds meetings all the time. Blah, you don't get to do. It's a lot of self-reflection. So for me, I seem to be this person that also likes to put myself through that, I guess. I'm okay. Right. I've kind of
staying busy. I mean, is that part of it?
Because staying busy compared to actually being productive and creating something, those are two different things.
Fair enough.
There are people that can stay busy and actually don't produce anything. They just shuffle a lot of things, or they're they're not really doing work, or they're not being productive with their work. They're just staying busy. No, I think for me, it's I like learning. I do like learning. I like learning new things. I like
just winning. I mean, it's simple, but as a competitor part,
yes,
like
I
you
love
just like
winning, guys. I really do. I love winning. I love doing deals. I love doing a deal. I love being able to convince you that my product, whatever it may be, maybe it's a coaching package, maybe it's a real estate deal that I have and I'm looking for investors. I love being able to, I love sales actually. And in regards to being a 10X business coach and working within the 10X community, and Grant Cardone, who is the master and the godfather of sales and marketing, where I'm at now, kind of piecing together the last segment to today is, I gained a lot of experience in business and finance and growing a business. And what I really enjoy about what I do today is I get to take all that knowledge, but now I'm really immersed in a community as far as 10X goes. And I'm training in really what I think is the best sales and marketing, platform you can be in. And when I'm coaching 10X clients, I'm able to help them. And what that does for my purpose is it allows me to help others, do things that they couldn't do before. And I'm learning from my clients every day too. So, and then in regards to For the Girls Club, I'm really passionate about helping other women, whether they be high performance people that are having to deal with things like perfectionism, having to deal with things like um, you know uh, high functioning codependency, where they're feeling burned out. Because a lot of really high driven women can go into either executive positions or they go into businesses themselves, but they're very high functioning, meaning they can get a lot of stuff done, but they almost take on too much and they can burn themselves out. And so through the last 5-6 years, I've also been working on those tools to be able to help people that have a drive and that have a target and that have a goal, but yet they also want to be able to have great relationships and have great experiences with their children, and really to be able to have what we call in the 10X community, which is, the super life. And I don't think I get to that point of being here without having probably experienced the opposite of that and searching for a community and then being able to offer products and opportunities to my clients so that they can rise above, so that they can move forward and experience success in whatever that means to them, whether it be growing their business, whether it be improving their income, whether it be improving their relationships. And I've found a lot of gratitude in that, and a lot of just joy in that, to be honest.
Well said. Got anything left to add before we go to our last break here to wrap up that point?
I think that was great. I'm just excited to kind of tell you a little bit about what the next, shows are going to be like, and just kind of give you a little preview. I think that'll be great.
Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about that next. For the Girls Club, Mandy Monson, Harrison Arns. Talk to you in a bit.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Stop into Zollner 4 Beatrice for Truck Month. Check out 0% financing with approved credit on all F-150s excluding Raptor. Or save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select 2025 SDX and XLT models in stock. Check out many service specials as well. $20 rebate on the Works package or up to $50 off new brakes and rotors. Maverick, Ranger, Super Duty, F-150 or Bronco, it's Truck Month at Zollner 4 Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Now back to For the Girls Club on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Mandy Monson.
What is up, everybody? We are back for the last segment of For the Girls Club. And what I'm really excited about in the coming shows, again, is you guys, I have a really good list of ladies that are going to come on the show and join us. And what my goal with that is to, one, make people aware about their businesses, two, let them share their origin story, and three, have a really nice back and forth about what they experience. I think a lot of times on different shows, or at least if you're on social media, right, everything looks great and beautiful and perfect. And, you know, the world of owning a business is not perfect. And then the world of being, a high capacity woman, doing all the things, running a business, working as a, high level executive, raising kids, having a family. It's not to, I want to be really clear, because I think what's really important for women is to come together, and really where For the Girls Club originated. And please do not take umbrage with this comment, Harrison, is that, right, the boys have a boys club. Like, they have a club, they know the club, they're in the club, they're networking, they're talking, they're like doing their thing. And I think from when you think about women, not that women don't, but what I think women that own businesses, it's, there's a different perspective than men that own businesses. And I think I just want to be able to have a place and a space to really have real conversations. So I'm excited about that. The other thing that I'm excited about, Harrison, is that on Sunday, that's right, we are going to celebrate International Women's Day with an 18-hour programming at 93.7 The Ticket. Is that correct?
Yeah, Sunday, 6 a.m. Starting up all the way to
6 a.m.
midnight. And technically 24/7, because I think we'll probably run stuff over through midnight. So I'll just say it's most likely definitely past more than 18 hours.
I love that.
100% live, at least.
100% live. You guys, I'm going to be on at 9 p.m.
I know. Thank you. That was on the fly.
9
Except
p.m.
that invitation.
It's on the fly. But I'm going to really, should I bring someone on with me at 9 p.m.?
You definitely can. But it's interesting. I've been talking to some people how they're handling it. I know some of the guy hosts. We have a show with Sunday called Fitness Fanatics.
Oh, I
with,
love that.
Jeff and Nicole Essink. And
Yeah.
Jeff's like, so I can just take the day at home, right? Like, go for it. I know Nicole, I think she's bringing on her own guest and kicking Jeff out of the studio for that
See
Sunday.
you later, Jeff. You got to go.
Yeah.
This is just for the girls.
Pretty much. And then there's me, just honorary producer.
I know, but
I'll
so
shut up.
you're going to be here. Right?
Yes, well, not at night. I think you'll get Jake Bachman.
Oh, I love Jake.
Yeah, Jake Bachman's great.
He's great. I love it here. Well, so I'm super excited about that, you guys. And I just want to give a shout out to our listeners that we have over 100 people on the streaming. Like, you guys, this is honestly, here's why I come to 93.7 The Ticket to do the show. One, because I love it here, but two, because you all just make me feel good that you're like even willing to listen to me, talk about all the things and all the stuff. So, just, keep coming back. I'm super excited about what we're going to do. Come listen to the different shows on Sunday, and I love it. So thank you for the first show, and we'll just keep it rolling.
You'll be back next week, 8 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Got a guest next week, or do we to be decided?
I'm lining them up,
Okay.
and I don't want to. I want to have it be a surprise. I'm excited.
All right, yeah, we don't want to break the news quite yet.
No.
Appreciate it as always.
Sunday, I'll let you know.
We'll find out then.
Okay.
That is Mandy Monson. This was for the Girls Club. I am Harrison Arns. Don't go anywhere, though. We got Chris Rapp coming up next, 93.7 The Ticket.